Groovers, hello. Look at me, raging on a Friday night in Hobart Town. I'm actually about to head home, and I probably should have gone to the loo before I left the venue, but the gigantic Maui camper van. I can't see if anyone's coming. Oops, someone's coming. They're letting me out. That's very kind of them. I'm wondering if anyone's around. Like it's cold, guys. Been at this venue that you're going to see in a minute. I don't even know if anyone will join in, but Um, I'm down at the waterfront. We've all just been gathering at this red shed that's about to come into view. It's the Hobart Brewing Co. and a couple of friends of mine from New Zealand have been in Tassie for the last couple of weeks, so we just had a little catch up. Hey Anya, how you doing? Anya, I should have grabbed a bite to eat and a coffee from one of the food carts. I had a coffee before, but it didn't really hit the spot. I could have done with another one. I've just been catching up with some friends from New Zealand. They're my first overseas friends, apart from my sister-in-law, that I've seen in like since pre-COVID times. There was a little group of us that caught up with them. It was fabulous. But man, it's cold in Hobart. It's 8 degrees, guys. My toes are a little bit cold. I should have worn chunky woolen socks and chunkier boots, but anyway, I've got the heater on. They'll defrost. You got called anus yesterday because of Anya Huntress? Huntress? That's not very nice. Brr, 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 it's cold. I'm going to be happy when I get home. Oh, I didn't put the heating on. I should have put the heating on before I hit the road. There's nowhere for me to pull over now. I'll be on the freeway of love. That coffee's giving me the hiccups. I don't know what sort of milk they use. It was full cream, but it's giving me the hiccups. Straight ahead is the Wool Store Hotel. They've kept the original facade. It was, in its day, the Wool Store. Fancy that. Hey, Planet Sunshine, how are you? What's going on? I'm not going to be able to read chat much because I'm about to hit the freeway of love, but I'm just driving home after, look at me, out raging on a Friday in Hobart and heading home at 7:06 p.m. We've been gathering this since, this afternoon. We've all put in a good effort. I thought I'd be home by 10 at the latest, so I'm a bit excited. I'm going to be home before 8. Got to say, g'day, Ivor. How you doing? Is it cold where you are? My God, it's Hobart's freezing cold. We've been standing outside. We have been around an amazing fire pot, and we've been drinking hot toddies. And they do a hot cider toddy, and they also do like a mocktail version for the people like me that can't do the alcohol. But my little toes are a bit cold, but I've got the heater on them. They're defrosting as we speak. I think I've avoided frostbite, but man, it's cold. I was being informed as we were leaving that it's going to snow in Hobart tomorrow, so on the mountain. Feels like it's getting ready for a snowfall. Freezing for you too. 0 forecast? What? Never gets to 0 where I am. I mean, Hobart rarely gets to 0. 0, Jesus. It's currently 8 degrees. Might as well be 0 though, really. And I've got my beanie on. I've got a scarf on. I've got a warm jacket on. I'm fine. Just my toes are a little bit non-existent at the moment. They'll come back. The blood will find their way back down to them at some point. Quick glance YouTube, every single person. Look out, we're buffering, we're back, we're back. I think not everyone, but I think the people that call people hypocrites on YouTube are hypocrites too. Like, I listened to two different channels today that one channel was calling the other one a hypocrite, but they might as well have been talking about themselves. And I was heckling. I was heckling. They're accusing one person of doing shit that they do all the time. I'm like, can you not see that you are? Oh God, there's no focus. Oh, it's the lights. I forgot. The car lights fuck the focus on my camera. It comes and goes, Groovers. I can't read chat at the moment, but I just think it's such a big word to fling it around the YouTubes. But people that are calling other people hypocrites do the same thing that they're saying other people do. Or they say things and it's like you're actually talking about yourself. Hypocrites as far as the eyes can see. I don't know how people don't know that they're talking about themselves too. Am I being vague enough for all of you? God, some places are zero tonight. Well, I could have turned my heating on before I left. I'm sort of regretting that I didn't. It only takes about 15 minutes to warm the house up, but and my feet should be well and truly defrosted by the time I get home. We'll cope. I have the heating on for most of the day, so the house should still be fairly toasty. Well, it won't be toasty, but it'll be warm, maybe. Or I'll pull over in Sorel and whack it on, so I can do it from my phone. It's fancy. Fucking costs a fortune, so it should be fancy. I love it. I do not know how I lived in Tasmania for such a long time without hydronic heating. Hey, lovable rogue. Brr, well, put on your beanie before you go get the wood, Ivor. Rug up, Gorge. Rug up. Hey, Ruth. 14 of you are watching, and it's just me driving home because I've been out raging. I am on my way home, lovable rogue. I just had fun. I caught up. I went into town a bit earlier and went and visited a friend of mine at a law firm. Um, she had a clothing party a few weeks ago that I went to, and my clothes have arrived. So I've got a bag of new clothes, not many things, two new wintry tops, and a nice pair of pants for work. Pretty exciting. Australian made. Got to dig and support the Australian made stuff, right? Um, so I went and saw her, and the law firm where she works, her boss is distantly related to me, so I got to catch up with him briefly, and then I went around the corner to the Hobart Brewing Co. and caught up with friends of mine who are from here, but they live in New Zealand now. They're my first friends who live overseas that I've seen since the COVIDs. So it was really exciting to see them. And also they both being home, they brought a whole group of people together who I hadn't seen for ages either. So it was really lovely. Hi, Rose. But we were all starting to get a bit cold, and a few people had dinners to go to. But we spent, even though it's only 8 degrees, we're typical Tassie style. If there's a fire pot, we're all around it. Everyone in other parts of the world would be indoors with heating, but oh no, not Tasmanians. We're outdoors all year round. We just put on our beanies and our warm boots and we stand in front of fire pots in winter. We love being outdoors. I smell of a fire pot now, but I don't care. Everything can go in the wash. Oh, yeah, the moon is amazing. It's the I'm not sure which night was the full moon, but it's a super moon. It's beautiful. You'll get lots of the super moon. I'm glad that it's not a very cloudy night, so you'll get some super moon action. Hey, Francesca. Yeah, yellow me in caps, and there won't be a lot of slow moving traffic because it's 7 o'clock. Like everyone's finished work and headed home for the weekend, so it's not peak hour anymore. So I've had a good day. I've caught up with my girlfriend Ray and my distant cousin Anthony, and just been with Tam and Mark, who are home from New Zealand. Well, New Zealand's home for them. They've just recently bought a house and they live and work in Auckland. And then they brought together a whole group of people that, we all haven't caught up for a while. So it was really nice. It's really nice. And the beautiful thing is I'll be home, and I've got to work out what I want to have for dinner though. Look at that moon on the right-hand side. You'll get better views of it as we drive along. It's a bit of a windy road. I mean, it's not really windy, but you'll get more shots of it. It's so beautiful. It's huge, guys. I don't think I think it was full last night, or is it full? I don't know. It's stunning. It's big. But yeah, I was driving in tonight and I did my usual bounce around the YouTubes on today. I feel like it's midnight because I've been, socializing since 2 p.m. Um, but yeah, there are a lot of YouTube creators who complain about other YouTube creators, but their complaints about those creators are things that they do as well. And they're very quick to call other people hypocrites. And it's like, but you do that too. I don't know. It's weird. Does the driving on this side of the road freak you out now though when I'm like when it's two lanes going in the same direction? Or is the cars on the other side that you're like, wait, what's going on? I mean, if you're in Australia and you got in a car to drive, it would feel natural for you to be on this side of the road because the driver's side is like the driver's seat in the car is the right hand side of the car. So like I use my left hand to change gears and stuff. So yeah, if you were sitting, so it would feel natural. It does feel natural. It wouldn't feel natural if your driver's seat was where it is in your cars. You know what I'm saying? Why didn't I grab some tacos from the taco van before I left? Big mistake, Tori. Huge. I'm not going to be making tacos like the taco van when I get home. No, sorry. I can't reach out at the moment. I'm sorry about that, Groovers. I don't know if I'll be able to read much chat at all. I love how everything is topsy-turvy. The down under one. It's topsy-turvy for you. It's normal for us. We freak out. We don't freak out, but the thing that got me in the USOA where the PowerPoints don't have switches, like you just plug things in and they just are on. Like we actually have like a little switch as well. And this is just where I lived. But the other thing that I thought was really weird was how the toilet water went in a different direction. And also, I'm sorry guys, but American toilet water, like, wow, why are your toilets so full? Like if you have testicles and you sit on a toilet in America, there is a chance your testicles would get wet. Like our water is down the bottom. We don't have a full bowl. I couldn't believe it. It was like the water was just literally a couple of inches below your bottom. Really weird. And then when you flush, it goes in a different direction. That was the thing. Like, I don't get freaked out by the seasons being different. I mean, that's basic geography, but the water going in the different directions was kind of whack, and the lack of actual switches with power points was weird. Mind you, I was there in the 80s. You may now have switches, but Hawaii didn't. When I was there a couple of years ago, it really was a just plug in and away you go kind of thing. And your voltage is different too. So I travel with a lot of adapters when I go overseas. Well, no, I travel with one. It's like it adapts to any country in the world. It's pretty cool. But back in the day, I used to have to take like a whole bag of them. But yeah, where's the on off thing? Like that was so weird. You just plug it in and your beans are getting ground and you're like, wait, I'm not ready yet. But yeah, the toilet water, that's just wrong. The splashback must be out of control. And I couldn't handle like I was young. I was a teenager and I had a few crazy nights on a few, peach schnapps and Bud Lights and things like that. And then I might have had a little bit of a bomb in the loo. I couldn't handle how close to my face the water and it would splash on me and be like, there's vomit in the water that's splashing on my face. It was horrible. Yeah, we have 3-pin plugs, but they're not like, they're all the same, or each of our pins are the same size. There's not like two big, thick ones and then a little thin one. They're all the same size. Toilet jokes. I can't handle it. I can't handle it. I don't want to sit on the loo and do a little plopsy and get a splashback on my butthole. I just don't. And in America, I did. And I used to sit there thinking, they say that old men's balls end up really long and droopy. They'll be in the water. They'll be dangling in the water that they're pooping in. That's the stuff of nightmares, guys. That is the stuff of nightmares. Who gives a flying flip about the hypocrites of YouTube? Let's talk about your testicles being submerged in water that you are pooping in. Because I believe that's possible when the water level is right up where the seat is. And what a waste of water. Do you need that much water to flush away a little pooper? Really? I don't get it. I'm telling you, it's a thing of nightmares. You guys, it's like normal. You're like, well, I don't know what you're talking about. This is the way toilets are, but trust me. No, no, no. That's not how they are here. Our water's right down low. When you flush, the level goes up a bit and then takes it all back down and out the S bend. But it's not up around your nads. Who says we don't cover the? I should have called this. Let's talk poops. Oh yuck, says Rose. Oh no, am I grossing you out? Well, I mean, I'm just saying it like it is. Yeah, what a conversation. I wanted to offload about the hypocrites of you. Yes, YouTube, no name, 123. I can't read chat much at the moment, and I really can't read lowercase, but I get the feeling you're saying you're a bit like us. Did I say pom bomb? No, but I will. Pom bomb. Is that an English poo? Why does an English poo have its own identity? Can't all poos just be planetary poos? Why is there a pom bomb? So yeah, I thought I was going to offload and have some therapy about the hypocrisy of YouTube, but what's there to say? I think some of you people who call people hypocrites, you might want to actually listen to your lives back and go, huh, that's what I do. I do that too. Don't be flinging that word out there when you are doing the very thing others are doing that you're accusing them of being hypocrites for doing. That is the very definition of being a hypocrite. Do not berate or hate that somebody does something that you also do. You, my friend, are a hypocrite. There you go. I'm now treated and I've dealt with it. We can move on. Hey, Trixie, hello to anyone that's cruising on in. It's kind of hard for me to read. I might pull over in Sorel and put my heating on at home. Sonny will be like, oh, mummy's on her way home. Yes. She knows the sound of the heater coming on. She's big on sleeping on my bed at the moment. It's really cute, but she gets on it when I'm in the shower in the morning so that I can't make my bed. It's like a standoff. She doesn't understand it's messing with my OCD. I like to make my bed. I mean, I read it years ago in a magazine that you shouldn't make your bed every day, like as soon as you get out of it or not long after you get out of it. In fact, you should have days where your bed is unmade because it helps with the distribution of dust mites. Like it reduces the amount of dust mites, which kind of makes sense. If you put all the covers straight over, back on it, it's like you're trapping them. Yeah, so, but yeah, she's totally taken to sleeping on my bed. Well, I'm calling it our bed now because it pretty much is hers when I'm not in it. All day she was lolling around on it like a lush. I looked at her, I'm like, you realize you nailed this shit, kiddo? Like, you've ended up in this house that's got hydronic heating and a human being that's fit enough to chase you around the house for 38 hours a day. All right. Hopefully I won't lose you guys. I just want to put my heating on because by the time I get home, she'll be toasted. You just enjoy it. I deliberately parked somewhere where you can see the moon and it's behind a tree trunk and a power pole at the moment. I do apologize. It's currently 16 degrees in my house. That's not too bad, but I'm still putting the heating on. Oh, come on. Oh, you're going to have to go this way for a minute. It's not letting me do it. Stop echo. I'm asking you to stop it so I can crank it up. No, the other way. There we go. I'll just wait till the grey screen comes orange. And, hey, she's on. She's on. Woo-hoo. All right. Where are you guys? You're there still. Hello, everybody. Let's talk about poop, baby. Hi to everyone that's cruising on in. We're talking poo and toilets. Here, I woke up to my cat shitting on my... Oh, no. Francesca airs her bed each day. Doo-da, doo-da. Evening, Shine On. That's a very mysterious arrival. Hello, Shine On. You're just like, evening. Well, evening to you too. Tori, are your doors locked? At my house? Of course. Why? Are you planning on burgling my home? If you can dig a hole to Australia and vice versa, Pom Bom makes sense. Ruth, Anya, I tried weed, does funny things. I get Ruth's crazy enough without it. She don't need it. She's like a stoner without it. I mean that in the highest. That's a compliment. It's very secluded. Please be cognizant of your surroundings. Oh, you mean my car? No. I'm right next to a service station that's open. This is surreal. Like this is a tidy town of Australia, 6 years running. This is a respectable little village. Oh, Groover, you need to hang around a bit more with me. Like I'm in Tasmania. This place is. Look at that little dear little church with the white picket fence. And look over here. Look, that's where I was parked, right there. I was very cognizant of my surroundings. But if I pulled over up here, I would have been fine too. Like there's not a human being in sight. It's 8 degrees. No, it's 7 degrees now. No one in their right mind to be wandering the streets. This is a very mellow little country town. Trust me, we're safe here. And there's a police station just there too. So in Tasmania growing up, we never locked our houses and we left the keys in the ignitions of our cars. And nobody's homes got burgled and nobody's cars got stolen. It was a great place to grow up. No, I love that you're looking out for me. Don't shut up. It's kind of cute because it reminds me that there are things people in other parts of the world have to think about all the time that we still don't have to here. This innocent little island. No, please don't shut up. It's cute. It's cute. I love that you care. Like I said, it reminds me that um, it's like when I take everyone to town when I'm going to work, and people are like, "How come nobody's wearing a mask?" And when you're living here, I mean, we've been COVID free for over a year, and we only had a really small cluster up in the northwest. We've never had to go into a lockdown. We've had to self isolate, but that's been it. Um, and yeah, I mean, it's not that I take it for granted, but it must look so weird to people in other parts of the world where they've had to wear masks. Like, unless you travel and you go to the airport, you don't need to wear a mask. Yeah, well, Sorel's not really the hot night spot of Taswegia. So yeah, it would look like Melbourne at the moment, but I mean it's a tiny little country town, population fuck all. So Hobart, there were people out and about. Hobart was busy. I'll go through Lewisham so I can read some chat because it's like 50 kilometres and but I've already therapized myself with the hypocrites. It just blows me away. It blows me away how many people, how many creators complain about other creators, but they really are saying they're talking about shit that they do too. It's like, how can you be that like self unaware? Are you listening to what you're saying? Do you know that you do that shit too? It's not, I mean, I suppose it's projecting, and well, it's definitely projecting, but it's just kind of weird. just think of there's so many YouTube channels that just make me think of that um, meme with Buzz Lightyear pointing. It's just like hypocrites everywhere. It just reminds me of that. Now the moon's over there on the left of us. Well, we've been having some ripper. I mean, I know that you guys know we've been having some beautiful sunrises because I did that sunrise video the other day, but I'm going to have to get some sunsets too. They're pretty bloody gnarly, man. Like some really gorgeous sunsets. I will be able to reach that soon, not yet, but when I get into the 50 zone. I don't normally go this way because I don't want to hit a critter. That's my greatest fear, is that you guys are going to be complicit in me running over a possum or a bandicoot or something. But the speed limit through here is 30 k's more or 20 k's more than what I'm doing. I slow down, so there's a chance if a little critter darts out, which they do, that it'll cross the road, or I will be able to brake safely. So we are in the countryside, and there be native critters everywhere. We're going to the country, gonna meet a lot of critters. I do know that that song is about eating peaches. I still can't believe someone called you an anus. What were they thinking? Who did that? Who called you an anus? You would need therapy. Well, watch at your own risk. I can't prevent a darting critter, unfortunately. I haven't hit an animal. Um, I'm just thinking back. One day, this little weird grey thing that might have been a rat, may not have been, ran across, like my friend Laura and I were driving along, and it was kind of foggy, and this weird little grey thing that we couldn't really identify ran out in front of the car, and we felt it like clip against one of my tyres. And then it kind of kept moving, and I was like, we've got to go back, because if it's hurt, we've got to pick it up and take it to like an animal rescue. But we had no fucking idea what this thing was. And we pulled over where it was safe and did a U-turn and went back, and we couldn't find it. It had gone. So that's the only time I've ever encountered a critter has met my tyre. But like I said, I mean, I'm going 30 k's under. Now it's a 50 zone. I'm sitting on 50. I don't want to hit no critter. My mum hit a cat when I was little, and we cried and cried and cried. It was awful. But we did find the owners. The cat was quite a way away from where it lived, but we did ultimately find the owners, and we'd wrapped it in a little blanket and walked the streets till we found the owners. But Mum and I cried the whole way home. Quiet night at the pub, guys. There's only 1, 2, 3 cars there. Yeah, change of season, sunrises and sunsets are exquisite. And the cold air just holds the colours as well. I mean, that sunrise video I did, that was all one morning. That was Monday morning this week, those photos. And I took quite a few videos as well. I didn't use them, but it was stunning. I will endeavour to actually go and sit out on the deck with a really big hot cup of coffee one morning and go live, and we can watch the sunrise together. I just I ended up nearly getting frostbite out because the other morning it was so cold, but it was worth it. See, I told you Ruth doesn't need weed. She's like a stoner without being stoned. There's a guy on MasterChef who I reckon he should open a restaurant for stoned people because he cooks like he's stoned, but he's not. I was like, dude, there's a market for you. You could have like a restaurant called the Munchies because he's just like, I've started cooking. I don't know what I'm making, but I'm just cooking and hoping it all comes together. And I'm like, oh my God, you're the sort of kid at uni that put sliced beetroot in the toaster to see what it was like when you'd had a few too many joints. Open a restaurant for stoned people. Call it the Munchies. They can all get picked up by a special van that plays Green Sleeves. Ah, while it delivers them to the Munchies, and it can just start cooking shit, and hopefully it all comes together. They care. You know, he could make a Twisties casserole and they'd dig it. He could toast beetroot slices. Like, he'd be perfect. He'd make a lot of money. He could do deliveries, Uber Eats. I still can't believe you were called an anus. Ridiculous. I'll have to go back through chat and see if you've named and shamed whoever said that of you. I want to know who that butthole was. See, poppadoms burn. Ruth's tried that. Oh, see what I mean? They just stand in the middle of the road. You'll never believe it, though. It kind of went through the middle of the car a bit. That scared the crap out of me. Fuck, man. My heart is beating. Thank God it didn't move. It just stayed where it was. And I just went, oh, I'm just going to regroup for a second. Fuck, man, that was creepy. It looked like an albino possum, too. Oh, that was creepy, guys. That's why I don't really like going live at night because of that very thing that just happened. But thank God I didn't flatten it. No, I just want to get home to my little sunny pants. That gave me a fright, guys. I was only doing like 20 kilometres an hour, thank God. Oh, yeah, let's talk about Mexican food. Mexican food. Yum, yum, yum. Although, no, because I didn't grab a taco from the taco truck. No more anus calling. This is how early it is. The gym's still open. So's the bottle shop and the pub. That little possum, oh my God. Thank God it didn't move. Thank God my car was high enough off the road. That scared me, though. I was like, no, Francesca's going to need therapy. I'm going to need therapy from that. Whew. I just want to get home and make a cup of tea. I'm going to make some dinner. I need something, some supper. I might just do a little poached egg on toast or something simple. There's a lot of kidding that goes on this channel. That's why it's called Traces of Nuts. We're all a little bit nutty. Well, we're not nutty. We just have fun. And we look after each other too. It's a good little community. I hope you guys saw in the community post that we've collectively got my channel to 90,000 views. I thought that was kind of cool. I'd never tea with a shot of something. Yeah, you could be right. You could be right. Oh, I could have ordered a pizza too. I could have picked up a pizza on my way through. Go pizza trucks there, soldiering on 7 degrees, and there they are feeding the locals. Unbelievable. It does get hot in that van, but still, packing it up would be cold. Dude, like, it's not peak hour. You don't have to tailgate me. Hello, Scout. We're nearly home. I just went live. I had to do some drive therapy. I sorted my therapy out in about a minute. And we've been talking about poops, toilets, and anuses. You're just fine. You, you guys have got a minute and a half to say what you need to about toilets, poo, and bums. And then I'm going to get inside and get nice and snuggly with my little sunny girl. Ready for dinner. I gave her an afternoon snack just to tide her over till I got home. You guys are awesome, though. I love our little community. And yes, thank you for our collective 90,000. Started off uploading the Soft Six to the Smooth Criminal podcast channel. I'm going to do one a week. It's going to be like the olden days with television when you had to wait a whole week for the next episode. And I keep finding all these random, very retro now cooking shows that I did. I'm putting them up on the Shitty Kitty Kitchen too. There's content. We do have 24/7 gyms, Lovable Road, but not down here. That the gym that I go to, that closes at 8 o'clock. They have like, oh, it might be 8:30. They have like a beautiful yoga and then like a meditation class, sort of a chill out class after that. But yeah, the gym I think it shuts at 8 or 8:30. I don't normally go to the gym that late, or maybe 9. I don't know, but there's 24-hour gyms. We've got a chain of gyms here called Zap Fitness, and you can sign up. They're not actually, but there's not people there running it 24/7, but you can go and work out in them at 4 in the morning if you want to. You get like a little fob thing that lets you in. Okay. Nice of you to park right there, almost on my driveway. Like a doodle do. We're home, James. Oh, look at Ruth dropping the links. Thank you, Gorge. Oh, thank you for the congratulations. No street lights. It's a little coastal town. We've only got a population of 2,000, between 2 and 3,000 people. There's street lights back where the shops are, but no, there's none in my street, which means I get this beautiful, like the sky is so dark, like on a clear night, and the stars, it's incredible how many stars you can see. It's beautiful. Well, no critters were harmed, but that little possum, oh my God, that scared the crap out of me. And I just drove straight over it. I mean, I didn't flatten it, but it just, thank fuck, stayed right where it should have. Oh, that was a bit much. Yeah, Ruth is an awesome mod. Thank you, Scout, too. I know, I've got channels with content on them. Join the Shitty Kitty Kitchen. There's not even, I think there's like 23 subscribers or something now. It's cute. Join it while it's little. If you like cooking. Oh, and on the cooking thing, some of you that were watching me cooking on, because I cook it live every Sunday in Australia. My uncle and auntie are coming over on Sunday afternoon. They'll be gone before I go live, but I got the people watching last week to pick a number out of a recipe book, and I just randomly opened it, and we're doing chicken kebabs, but they do actually need to marinate for an hour. I actually looked at the recipe today and I was like, well, that's going to be fun. Like, make the marinade and chuck them in the fridge for an hour. So I'm also going to make the polenta, because I bought a bag of polenta to make the soup last week. I'm going to use the polenta and make an apple tart with it while the um, while the kebabs are marinating. I'll be making an apple tart with polenta. No, not polenta, semolina. Um, just on that note, too, guys, those of you that did watch when I made the soup with the semolina in it, I really loved it the day that I made it. The next day, it was quite gelatinous and I didn't like it. I ended up whisking a heap of coconut milk into it to thin it out. It was really gelatinousy, so I'm interested to see what this tart is like, but I'm not sure semolina is something I'm going to be cooking with. Like, the soup was delicious the day I made it, and after I whisked the crap out of it with some coconut milk the next night, it was better. But when I first cooked it and started eating, I was like, oh no, this texture is not, it's not grainy or anything. It's just a bit gelatinousy. Sorry, I said polenta. No, I meant semolina. I've got some polenta to cook with as well, but I'm trying to cook things in my pantry before like, if I have to buy a bag of something for a recipe, it's like, okay, well, let's find some other ways to cook it. So, yeah, I'm going to use the semolina has a recipe on the back of it for an apple tart. So we're going to be making that. Yeah, semolina is a soggy jelly pudding. There you go. Exactly, lovable rogue. So many places there's too much light pollution, but down here it's not a clear enough night. But I need to get inside anyway. But I will go live one night when it's really clear and you can see the stars and the. Hang on, let me just check. Oh no! Hey, so. Oh my God, there's still 10 of you here. I was checking to see if it's clear enough, but it's not. It's really cloudy to do the stars. Hi, Lady Pegasus. I'm singing the school song in my head. Semolina. I don't know the Semolina song. But anyway, we're going to make a semolina tart. They were my neighbours. My other neighbours away at the moment, and when I got out to see if it was clear enough to show you the stars, they were like, "Oh, just letting you know, we've just popped over to Jude's, and she's away." And yeah, it's a long story short, but in this tiny little coastal town, there's a bit of activity happening in the track down to the beach in front of my house. That's kind of funny. But anyway, Groovers, thanks for hanging out with me. As always, I love you heaps, and I'm hoping the semolina tart will have a nicer, you kind of expect a bit of a puddingy, gelatinous-y kind of consistency in a tart. Be interesting to see, but yeah, not really a fan of the soup, I got to say, the next day. Just a bit of feedback. The soup on the day I made it, delicious. The next day, not a fan. Now I want to Google the semolina song. But thanks for hanging out with me, everybody. Hi, Mel Mel. I'm about to, but you're doing what I used to do on your channel. You're rocking up right when I'm logging off. Boo boo. I want to get upstairs. I'm actually busting to go to the loo, and I had a lovely night in town, day in town. But I'm going to go and put on my jammies and my UGG boots, and don't say sorry. It just cracked me up because remember I used to always rock up, and you'd be like, "G'day, tours. I'm about to finish." It was a thing. It was a tradition. G'day, goodbye. Hey, Mel Mel, I've started uploading on my Smooth Criminal podcast channel the Soft Six, and I did the first episode today, and it's the one where Randy reads Big Daddy-O. It's so classic. It goes for like 3 hours. And Kelsey popped up on the panel too. It's like, wow. So if you're in the mood, check it out. But I love you, Groovers. Thanks for keeping me company while I drove home. Thank God that little possum stayed where it was and didn't end up flattened. I would have felt like shit if he'd witnessed a murder. Yeah, Wendy, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. Oh, I've got to check in with that scammer dude. He messaged me again too. Anyway, guys, you're awesome for keeping me company and getting me home safely. I'm going to go and feed my baby girl, and I hope you all have a beautiful night, a gorgeous morning, and anyone on YouTube who's calling someone a hypocrite, you might want to just listen to yourself when you play it back and ask yourself if you do the same thing that you're accusing another person of doing, because you are, for the most part. You wacky people. Love you, Groovers. See you all again soon. Bye for now.